Hey guys, what's up? It's your friendly neighborhood UberGoose here, back again with another End of the Gungeon video. I'm gonna play as the Marine. I think I did like maybe literally 2 videos ago, but I'm feeling the Marine right now. And hey, look at this! I did some stuff off camera, so let me, I guess, run you through that. If you go back into the tutorial and then you talk to this boy, who's the guy that you have to fight at the end of the tutorial. He's the tutorial guy, and then he tells you about Blockner, who's this guy, and then Blockner shows up. And he's on Chamber 2, and then you beat Blockner, and then you go back and you talk to this guy, and you're like, hey, I beat Blockner, and then you come back out, and then they're both here. So I did that. I also beat the dragon on a blessed run, and got, as well as beast mode, which, by the way, beast mode literally changes nothing. In fact, it's just, here, let me show you what beast mode is. It's just this. It doesn't do anything at all. However, if you beat the dragon on beast mode, then you unlock the bait launcher. So I got quite a few unlocks. Also, again, beating dragon on a blessed run also does stuff. So I got quite a few unlocks. Sorry I wasn't doing that on camera. I just felt like doing some Gungeon off camera, and that was just kind of the thing I was doing at the time. I've also realized that I think I might actually just be really bad at Gungeon unless I'm talking about inane bullshit. Like, if I actually give it my full focus, I'm really bad. I played like trash when I was playing off camera, probably because I was actually focusing on the game. Let's remedy this issue, right? And talk about some inane bullshit. So let me talk about what I was just going through. I talked about this on stream a little bit, but haven't talked about it in a video. So I had on July 1st, Sunday night, I experienced some wicked heart palpitations, and if you don't know, it's just like it's like skipping a beat, missing beats, that sort of thing. And the thing is, I've dealt with heart palpitations before, or rather like skipped beats, and it's no big deal. Normally when it happens, it's like one skipped beat, and that's it, right? I'll like follow it up with a cough. Feels like I need to cough just for a brief moment, and then it's gone. And there's no issue with it. But this time, it was that exact same feeling, except it was elongated to like 30 seconds, and I was like, that's no good, right? That's very easily going to be, or potentially could be, an issue. And then, to make matters worse, over the past week or so, I was having weird, like, chest discomfort, not like pain or anything like that, just discomfort. Felt like I needed constantly to move. Like, you know that kind of feeling where if you're sitting still too long, and you're like, man, I really gotta stretch my legs, right? It was kind of like that feeling, but in my chest, which is like probably the best way I can describe it. I would love ammo belt. Would I? I think I would. It was like that feeling in my chest, and I know that that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but that's really the best way I could articulate it. And at that point, I was like, you know what? This might be a problem, right? Like, it's not getting better. It's not going away. It's possible I should go to a doctor. So I decided to set up a doctor appointment, which I haven't been to a doctor in 6 years. So I had no idea what I was doing. And so I tried to set up a doctor appointment online at a place that I hadn't been to before. And in that process, it asks, like, you know, reason for visit. And, you know, you put in, like, symptoms if it's something specific. So I put in my symptoms. And then the website itself literally was like, hey, you might be dying. We're not going to accept your appointment because we believe that this requires immediate action. And also, we've disabled your ability to set up an appointment for the next 24 hours. And I'm like, oh. Well, I guess I might be dying. So I went to urgent care. Or it's like an outpatient center. It's like the hospital, except it's not as dire as the hospital. And it's also not where the hospital is, but it's still like the hospital. I don't know, whatever. However the fuck that works, alright? I'm not the kind of person who really knows a whole lot about, like, doctors and shit. But point is, I went, they ran 1 million tests, which frankly was a good thing. Because again, I hadn't been to a doctor in 6 years. So it actually ended up being a good thing. But they found nothing, which is kind of good. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of wish that they found something so I could, you know, know what to do about this whole situation. this whole weird chest feeling situation that began with some wicked long heart palpitations. It'd be nice, you know, to actually have something. Like, obviously it's nice that I'm not literally dying. It's nice that I don't have heart disease at fucking age 24. But at the same time, again, it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to actually, like, know something so maybe I could take medication or, you know, something like that. But instead, it's more just like, all right, well, I mean, I guess it'll just go away at some point then, huh? Which is not what I really wanted to hear. But I guess it's, you know, again, it's kind of a good thing. I'm in a bad position, and I'm also, yeah, I'm in a really bad position, actually. Now, this looks weird because I'm now splitting damage on the trigger twins, which is, like, very much not what you want to do. Whoopsie-doopsie. Well, not getting a master round on trigger twins, which is embarrassing as hell, to be honest. This is, like, incredibly free master round, in my opinion. But shit was going real wacky in my brain, so might be. The reason, by the way, that I would say that this fight is like a free master round is because there's no, like, very specifically difficult patterns in this entire fight, honestly. Like, the hardest patterns are when both are firing on you in unison at very different positions. Ooh, Robot's left hand is actually good. And in that sort of situation, it can be more difficult, but even then, I wouldn't really consider it hard. Alright, well, Robot's left hand is a pretty sweet gun. It's pretty much like Vulcan cannon in a lot of ways. I'm sure there's like some specific differences, but it feels a hell of a lot like Vulcan cannon. And I think it's quite strong. I don't know why I didn't start this by checking the exit elevator room, but here I go. And then if it's not in there, then I'll just check. Well, I won't even check. I'll just blow blanks and, yeah, okay, in some other spots. Great. Waste of ammo. That's alright. Hello! I will purchase the key. In fact, I think what I'm also going to do is ship the flare gun. I'm not a huge fan of this. The only reason that I hadn't shipped it before the boss is I like to have at least one other gun to attempt to find secret rooms with. And, you know, maybe use it on bosses and such. And don't get me wrong, flare gun's pretty good at bossing. Not on its own, but as a supplemental weapon, it's quite good at bossing. Hey, you know what? We can use this for a bit. But it's also just bad. So anyway, yeah, to finish off my whole story about the moment where I thought I was dying, I'm fine. Totally okay. Again, they found nothing life-threatening, nothing serious at all. Just got weird shit going on in my chest. Now, it's very possible, because they gave me a wonderful little pamphlet that included stuff about, you know, heart palpitations and such. And as it turns out, I am basically a spitting image of all of the things that potentially can just randomly cause heart palpitations. So, you know, that might not be so good, but boy howdy, apparently lack of sleep, anxiety, potential dehydration, those are all potential causes, or not necessarily dehydration, but not being hydrated sufficiently, right? Like, not like literally dying because I'm not drinking enough shit, but, you know, anyway, all that shit. And as it turns out, boy am I bad at sleeping, and I do have anxiety, and it feels like I can probably drink 8,000 gallons of water and still be thirsty. So, yeah, oh, crutch is good. So yeah, basically, it's probably likely that I'll just deal with heart palpitations for, like, my whole life. It's just kind of how it'll be. Which obviously is not ideal, but, hey, it's not life-threatening, so I'm good. That, and also we found out that I don't have any sort of, deficiencies or anything. Like, my blood's all good. Although I will say the scariest part about that whole thing was the very last test, which couldn't be run fully like at that place. It had to actually be sent to the hospital or whatever. Is a test that apparently can find evidence of there being a blood clot in the lungs, because that was another symptom I had, was like a slight difficulty breathing, which I still have a little bit of, I will say. But yeah, so like that's apparently one thing that it could have been, was a potential blood clot in the lungs, which is potentially quite dangerous. And the worst part about the test is when the doctor was like explaining it to me, he was like, there's a, you know, reasonably high likelihood, like this test is notorious for giving out false positives. And of course, if it comes back positive, then you should probably get, you know, that very specifically checked out. Like, you should go to the hospital to get all the tests done there and shit. Yeah, I mean, I would love Casey, but every time I take Casey, I take 1,000,000 damage. I'm gonna buy Lisaki. And so I was like, oh, great. So, like, the test will come back, it'll say positive, and then I'll go to the hospital, and the hospital will be like, nope, no blood clot in the lungs. And then I'll just feel like I've wasted a shitload of time. Thankfully, came back negative. Also, I gotta say, for somebody who deals with quite a bit of anxiety, going to the doctor, or specifically not even the doctor, right? Going to urgent care, or whatever it's called, after 6 years of not seeing a doctor, due to chest discomfort that was following heart palpitations, and then being told, you know, in various ways that it could be something incredibly serious. It's really not great. Like, it did pretty much the exact opposite of help me. Like, the moment that I saw, seriously, the moment that I said, here, let me read verbatim, because I took a screenshot of it, because I couldn't believe it. Let me read verbatim what the website said when I put in my symptoms. It said, we're sorry, based on the list of symptoms that you have provided, our system has indicated that you may have a medical condition that requires immediate medical attention. Because of this, we are unable to offer you online scheduling at this time. You will be prohibited from using online scheduling for the next 24 hours. And I'm just sitting there like, oh great, so I'm dying. That's wonderful. And that didn't help my anxiety at all. And then I got to the place, and I had no idea what I was doing. And then the woman asked me for my social security number, which I used to have a little thing that had my social security number in my wallet, because I'm horrible at remembering it. Even just like the last 4 digits, like I don't fucking remember. But I didn't have it anymore. And I think what I did was I took it out of my wallet at some point, because I was like, oh man, if my wallet gets stolen, then they just have my identity, so that's probably not a good idea. But I don't remember where I put it. So when I was like checking in at the place, and she was like, oh, do you have your social security number? I'm like, yeah. So then I was like going through my fucking wallet for, you know, what felt like 8,000 years. And at no point could I find my social security number in my wallet, so I was like, I don't have it. And I was like, you know, shitting my pants the whole time, having no idea what I'm doing, thinking I might be dying. I don't know, dude. It's a nightmare. I'll level with you. It's a fucking nightmare. Oh well, whatever. We got the Gorgons smashed around. I'm down with that, man. I would like an ammo drop though. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, eye patch is actually quite good. So normally the downside of eye patch is that it has bad accuracy, but with crutch we kind of equalize that a little bit. Okay, interesting. Here then? Hey, it's just a blank. That's fine. I mean, there is double vision. Double vision's gotta be great. Alright, yeah, let's do this. Let's get our ammo for Robot's left hand, and then just buy double vision. Double vision's incroyable, right? Which is exactly how you say it in French, and that's not an exaggeration at all. Although, to be fair, that's like not really an exaggeration for certain people. They're known as Parisians. Here's my understanding of French people, right? French Canadians, hated by Canadians. People from Paris, hated by other French people. Anybody else who speaks French, nobody has any issues with them. Also, if you're not quite seeing how Crutch works, in case you're curious, Crutch doesn't necessarily increase accuracy, it just makes it so your bullets have a slight homing to them, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's basically like improved accuracy. Basically. It's not exactly. I also recently, very recently, almost embarrassingly recently, learned about there's actually a mechanic in this game that prevents you from getting too many like A and S tier items / weapons. I had no idea about that until very recently. But it's kind of interesting. It reduces, yeah, so like when you get an A or S tier item / weapon, that was a really hard thing to dodge. This is actually a really hard room. So yeah, every time that you pick one up, it reduces the likelihood of other ones showing up by some percentage. And after you pick up multiple, it becomes effectively impossible to get more. Ooh, that damage was actually nice, question mark? Because it looks like this was a secret room. Oh my god. Alright, sick. Yeah, let's go. And I think right now, I believe, isn't Ghost Bullets A tier? I think that's correct. And as far as weapon tier is concerned, the way that it actually like affects other stuff, right, is that all chests have a drop like table, and they can all, that's actually really sick. They can all effectively drop any tier of gun, depending on where they're found. So brown chests on the first 2 floors, or the first 3 floors. Maybe even more than that. It might be brown chests everywhere except for Bullet Hell or something. Brown chests in most places cannot drop S tier items. Like their chance is 0%, but it does work its way up, I think, to like 10% by, I think, Bullet Hell. And then something like a red or black chest has a much higher chance of getting an S tier item drop. On earlier floors, and can eventually reach a point to not drop the, what is it, F? Is F the lowest tier, or is D? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Let's go with these. Alright. Jam boy. Ah, it's because of you. A boy who jams. It's not too bad. So yeah, basically the point I'm trying to make is that like I'm not getting some high tier shit on this run at this point. And I don't think that stat changes at all if you drop the item. I'm pretty sure it's just getting it at all gives you this stat. That's how most of those kind of things work in this game. Is that you just get the stat by getting the thing once, and then if you drop it, it doesn't, you know, lower it at all. And thus, picking it back up doesn't make it, like, arbitrarily higher or anything like that. Curse doesn't quite work that way. Curse kind of works that way. If you have something like Cursula or the mirror chest, something like that, then your curse is just incremented by just getting the thing, and that curse is unchangeable. So, this game has a lot of really complex mechanics, and it's gonna get even more complex when Advanced Dungeons & Dragons comes out, because they're adding like 400 plus synergies, which is absurd. And apparently, they're also changing, and this is actually something that I read a Reddit post from one of the devs about this. There is a dramatic change, a very like default change to the game in terms of what can drop earlier. So you'll theoretically get better drops earlier. However, what's nice is that if you like the current difficulty curve of the game, then there is just a setting. You could just turn that off, right? You can just have it be regular drop, whatever the specific term they used was. You can have it work exactly as it does now, except for the fact that you still get all the extra synergies. So overall game difficulty, I believe, is going down with the update, which honestly I'm fine with, right? Like I'm pretty happy that I'm decently good at this game, right? And I do treat it as a point of pride. However, simultaneously, I have to agree that this game can get really bullshit at times with its difficulty. So I'm mega down for it, right? I got no qualms with it. This is chess friendship. It's pretty good. Where could it be? I mean, it could just be here. No, alright, that's fine. Where could it be now? Where can it? Where can it? Ah, my brain broke. Where can it be hiding on this floor? Sorry, it took me that long to come up with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little embarrassed. Don't go! Fuck! Dude, I'm done. This is gonna suck, asshole. Please don't. Thank God. I was so certain I was gonna get hit as soon as he went into that, dude. What are you handling? It's been a hot-ass minute since I've even seen this item. Pardon? Alright, it's in just a random room. No, I found it, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do real quick, though? I'm actually gonna check this and see what we need. See if I can give him anything. Yeah, I don't have that. Sorry. Did my best, boy. Does this just works for every floor, right? Because this is just an item. It's not an item. Why was it sold here? Isn't that normally sold on this thing if it's the... It's like Gungeon map is the one that's just permanent, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's my bad. Yeah, but isn't it normally on that table? With the blanks and glass guanstones? I thought it was. I don't know. I got fucking mind flooded into doing that. So dueling laser is definitely one of the items that I really, really have learned to appreciate. It's really sweet. Like, it has infinite ammo and charges like an item, which is so cool. I think conceptually it's like one of the coolest items in the game. It's just like a very unique design space sort of thing. Also, it's very powerful, right? The shot itself is super powerful. We're going. Clobbing it up. So, what I find hilarious, by the way, is if you get the gold gun and have it with the clob, there is a, quote, synergy, which literally just increases the clob's spread. That's literally all that happens. Which is, of course, a reference to Golden, just like the gold gun itself is. Because if I recall correctly, is it even called the Clob in GoldenEye? What's it called in GoldenEye? This gun. Because this gun's absolutely in GoldenEye. A really, really terrible spread SMG. Whatever it is. It's got really terrible spread in GoldenEye. GoldenEye is like the most absolute, just perfect example that I could ever think of for a game that just has horrific balance that everybody adores. Like, people always talk about, oh, I want everything to be perfectly balanced and shit, you know, like Thanos. But a lot of people fucking still love GoldenEye, which, I'm not gonna lie to you, it sucks. Like, it probably aged the most poorly out of any N64 game, which is impressive considering the list of N64 games that aged poorly. But people still love it. And yet, it was, again, like, basically the worst balanced multiplayer experience ever. But people loved its fucking multiplayer. And if you're trying to tell me, no, it wasn't that unbalanced. You had a character who literally, his head was actually just at the perfect height, that you couldn't get him. All he had to do was walk up to you with fucking slappers. Whatever they were called. They were called slappers, right? Just judo chopping people. You just walk up to people with slappers, as Oddjob, and as long as you're close enough to him, your head's at a perfect height that they actually literally have to manually aim to hit you at all, mind you, right? Like, not even to, like, headshot you. No, just at all, to hit you. And if you haven't played GoldenEye in a hot minute, let me remind you that manually aiming is a goddamn nightmare. What? Excuse me? Alright, I didn't actually think that I was in that line. I don't know why. But manually aiming was a nightmare, because as it turns out, the N64 controller, woo, has one singular stick. So there was a control scheme though, right? That you could manually aim with the stick and then move with not the stick, right? With the C buttons, I think. But nobody did that, because that was cheating. Also, if you're about to try and tell me no, because I can think of at least a dozen N64 games that aged quite well, fucking replay them now. I promise you, I guarantee that they did not age as well as you believe they did. How did I not get hit there? Jesus. Example. Super Mario 64. People still get their jollies off talking about how great Super Mario 64 is. Game sucks now. I mean, sucks. Feels like you're wading through just a whole bunch of jello. Anytime that you're trying to do anything, it's like your controller is simultaneously covered in honey and covered in bees. Like, you gotta actively fight the controller to do any goddamn thing you want. It's a fucking nightmare. Did it do great things for 3D platformers of the time? Yeah, it really did. Is now 19... When did it come out? Was it 99? When did it come out, actually? I don't remember. I don't remember what year it was. But is right now the current day? Is it 1999? If the answer is no, then I've got news for you. Mario 64 currently sucks butthole. Also, I'm not gonna lie to you, even back then, like when I played it on the N64 way back when, for the very first time, even then I was like, not into it. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. And I like other 3D platformers like crazy. I mean, I fucking adored Spyro, for one. I even on the N64, Banjo-Kazooie, top tier game. Just Mario 64 just didn't wow me at all. Donkey Kong 64, loved the fuck out of that as well. And this isn't like a bias of I didn't own Mario 64, so the only experience I had was at a friend's house. That is true, I didn't actually own it. And the only experience that I had with it was at a friend's house. However, that is also true of, we had Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64. I did not own Donkey Kong 64, and the only experience that I had with it was at a friend's house. And you know what? Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't make my experience with it negative at all. Pretty much just comes down to the fact that Mario 64 is not that good. It's just another one of my hot video game takes, though. Just like the fact that I say that there's never been a good Sonic. It's true. Yeah, I'm gonna pop this open. Oh, baby. Space Friend's awesome. I'm pretty sure Space... Wait, which one's which? Is Space Friend better than... Oh, shit. It's another green. It's a gun, though. Maybe I don't care about it. Yeah, Space Friend's the better one. The rocket one is not as good as the laser one. So the other one is... Not Space Friend. Wingman. Although Wingman is higher tier. Wingman's... What tier is Wingman? It's higher tier than Space Friend. I think Wingman is like A and Space Friend's like B or something like that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's fight the boss. We got plenty of shit to fight this boss. Should be pretty free, I think. Not quite charged. Will be quite soon. That was cutting it incredibly close. I mean, technically it always is cutting it quite close. But that's fine. Alright. I really like fighting Wallmonger, to be honest. He's like a perfect difficulty, in my opinion. Also, Polaris with bonus ammo is so good. Hopefully I can make it work real well. Let's check for that secret room, see if it's around here anyway. Anywhere? Yeah, and it is. Sweet. I do want to go here, even though it's likely just like one more room and doesn't do anything. This is gun boots, right? No, this is Gun Knight Greaves. Fuck, I should have looked at it. Shit. I would have taken that over Kia any day, honestly. That's my B. It's another shop and I can't afford shit. Fuck. Alright, what's the plan then? Break this box? Hope it has stuff in it? Yeah, I guess so. Ah, damn it. That was obviously a horrific decision on my part. My apologies. Actually, yeah, let's use Polaris and this. That's my bad. Sorry, team. I let you all down. It's possible I should have bought the armor at that point. But I'd rather save money for the forge. See what we can get on the forge. Maybe even a key would be cool. I don't know how that's fair. I mean, like, yeah, I stayed in the spawn position, I guess. So, like, it's kind of my fault. But simultaneously, couldn't they do a thing where it's like, enemies won't spawn within blah range of the player? And even if it's only on specific rooms, I don't know, do it on a room where it's, like, fucking impossible to move. Because there's too much shit on the screen. Like, the other enemies hadn't, I think, well, no, did those guys... No, now I'm second guessing myself. I got no fucking idea. Whatever, who cares? Nobody cares. It's a blue chest. Oh, and there's nowhere to go. You know what? I am gonna just blow it up. That's honestly totally fine. Let's use dueling laser right away. Got it to level 2, that's sweet. Yeah, just stick some ammo in it, that seems great. Sick. I swear to God, if I get more hammer rooms, though, I'm gonna throw a fit. Got the reload bug. I wonder if they're fixing that. I wonder if it's like something that can easily be fixed. And if you're curious what I mean by the ammo bug, so if you shoot rapidly on single-shot weapons, or I guess semi-automatic weapons, would be a more accurate way to describe it. If you rapidly click, it seems just sometimes it like after a few clicks it'll say reload on the thing, and even the clip will look empty despite there being shots remaining. Sorry, the magazine will look empty despite there being shots remaining. Gotta get my gun terminology right. Somebody will throw a fit, I'm sure. I think I even just had it right there. I am getting my gun terminology right? This is a magazine, not a clip? Because they are different. Clips and magazines are different. Not significantly so. I mean, they both serve basically the same purpose, right? They both have the same general function. But they are indeed different things. And I think the difference isn't like, isn't it like, so like an what is the difference? Isn't like an M1 Garand, is that one that has a clip, and then most semi-automatic or most modern weapons have a magazine? Is that right? Sounds right. Okay. I do have Aki. Where's this boy? There he is. Another key. Alright, in that case, I'm just gonna pop this bad boy open right now. No worries. Sure. That's not cracks. It's just the way it looks. And this. Okay. Still got plenty of ammo. It's good. About to find the other chest as well. I don't know why I didn't go to this one first, but hey. Here I am now. That's good. Not a mimic? Not a mimic. Ooh, charm rounds. Alright, we got some good shit. Sweet. Sweet! That's actually really sick. TBH. Alright, I guess there's really no reason to pop this open, but I'm doing it because I'm thorough. Because I'm so thorough. Might be stopping at that guy. In a little bit. Right now I don't need to, though. What did I just hear? Like a dun? Because it's not this. Ooh, there's the bait launcher. You get this is what you get for beating the game on beast mode, by the way. And let me just show you what this does, because it's insane. It's actually ridiculous. I'm actually, you know what, I'm obviously going to hold off on using it just yet. But I will show you what it does, and it's hilarious. That noise that I just heard. That. Good. Oh, is it the charm? Might be the charm. Excuse me, pardon me. I thought I said no hammer rooms, please. Even though that room exists, oh my god, literally on every forge. It's like a straight guarantee. Cool. So now I'm gonna go fight the boss. I'm gonna use the Polaris either until it's out of ammo or at D levels, at which point I'll swap to the bait launcher and I'll get to show you guys how clowny it is. Because I do think Polaris does outscale the bait launcher at level 3. As far as DBS is concerned, either way. Obviously not per hit, but damage per second should be. I think firmly in Polaris' camp. Also, Polaris can deal with attacks like that. So it's nice. Ah, fuck. Whatever. I destroyed one with the blank, so. Sick. Only a few shots left, so time to switch to the bait launcher and show you guys what's going on with that, because, again, it's sweet. Let me... Oh, it's a charge! My bad. I had no idea. It's been so long since I've used it. But yeah, you shoot out some nice steaks, and then tigers come in and they want the steak. Excuse you? Okay, no, bullshit. I call 1000% bullshit. I've taken some dumb damage, but like, that takes the goddamn kick. Are they not actually attacking hard? Oh no, they are. It's just weird, the way that they're doing it. They're like kind of half missing. No, I call 1000%. I'm tilted. I call 1000% bullshit on that. See, yeah, they're missing sometimes. The tigers are just straight missing sometimes. That's weird. It's probably just like they're attacking the nearest enemy. And the thing is that even during this phase, the full dragon body is active as like an enemy target and shit like that. So they're just attacking the body, and their hitboxes aren't quite overlapping with the heart. That's pretty much what's happening. So yeah, what happens is the bait itself is like 10 damage, and then the tigers deal like 50 or something, which is a lot. It's a big number. The DPS cap is like 75, I think. Outside of boss rush. When you're in boss rush, there is no DPS cap, which is interesting. How do I know this without having boss rush unlocked? It's simple. There's this thing called a Wikipedia page, or a wiki for short, and that's it. That's how I know. You know what? I just realized that I didn't use the big ammo boy, the ammo shrine boy, which is definitely a mistake, because I now... my Polaris is level 2, but having full ammo in Polaris would probably make this a lot easier than it's about to be. Let's use the anvil in for a bit. It's not the greatest weapon in the world. In fact, it's arguably quite mediocre. But what it does is it will bounce around, and it can hit the same enemy multiple times. So, over a medium to long length room, it can be really good. And obviously we have the added benefit of having homing shots, which makes it even easier to multi-hit. Also, I'm just mostly down for fucking around with shooting out some anvils. That's great. Okay, so I guess it doesn't actually bounce around. but it does, it hits stuff multiple times. I don't like that those enemies can spawn completely off screen and in the middle of the room. Not like positionally in the middle, but during the room. You know what I'm trying to say. Also, I'm hearing some rumbly grumblies. I think that might be the Anvilin charging. Totally is. Oh yeah, Anvilin also stuns, which is great. I believe this is the wrong direction, but I'm gonna keep going it a little bit longer just to find out. Oopsie dipsy. Uh-oh. No, stop shooting. Still think this is the wrong way, but I'm gonna keep going it. Maybe it's actually the right way though. What if it were? It actually might be. It's weird as fuck for this to be the right way, but it actually can be. Let the space boy take care of it. Yeah, because if it connects there, then I think this is just the correct way. Way over there, but stunned. There you go. Alright. That was pretty sick. And totally intentional, I swear. 7 shots, 6 shots. Whoa, 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 hey! Cool it with the fire shit. Shots. What the fuck? It auto shot. Whoopsie dipsy. Alright, that's fine. So use the hegemony rifle, and I guess I should be actually mixing in with the dueling laser. Hegemony rifle is like a very classic middle of the road weapon, which is pretty much just what I need right now. I don't have an incredible clear weapon. But I have pretty good boss killing weapons, so just need to use some ammo of a non-boss killer. Oh god. Where's this guy? Where is he? I actually don't... Oh, there he is. Shine you back. No! What? What? Oh god. I was distracted, sorry. Oh jeez. I was so distracted. Alright. What in God's name is this room? This room's actually so awful. Okay, there we go. It would have been so much better if I could have found the little wizard guy that spawned the skeleton earlier. This is still probably one of the worst rooms in Bullet Hell, though. It's such a nightmare. There's just so much stuff on screen the whole time, with all those enemies and everything. Just awful, awful room. And being distracted while doing it didn't help. I hate this. I don't like the charming on enemies that just do like Nova bullets, because charming doesn't actually make them not deal damage to you, they just don't target you and instead target other shit. But with Nova bullets, there's functionally no difference. Fuck. Can this dude engorge, please? Thank you. There we go. Okay. Nearly out of ammo. Forgot I had dueling laser entirely. Oh, there's the Lich. Okay, that's like very slightly sooner than I expected. That's fine. Yeah, we'll start with bait launcher and see what we can do. Yeah, I mean, like, alright, I guess. That attack is one of the slightly more difficult attacks. Also, I'm definitely not doing this optimally because I have Gravestone Boys up. And it should pretty much just be, yeah, okay. Probably just shouldn't use the bait launcher with the Gravestone Boys up. Oh, God. Alright, there we go. There we go. Got him down. Alright, so you can see the potential power of bait launcher. Obviously, it wasn't the most optimal considering he did 2 different gravestone phases. But it'll do. Also, I didn't destroy the chest that I should have, obviously. There were 2 chests that I should have broken before going in here. Doesn't matter. I've done it. I've actually become decent at dodging it. I don't like it. Okay, so I vaguely understand that attack now, right? The squigglies. Okay, that was bullshit. You know it! Dude, I'm getting hit by so much garbage. Ah! Ah! So, the squigglies, the way that I understand it, is that... What the fuck? What do I do? Do I blank? I'm getting owned. What the fuck is going on? I'm actually baffled. I don't understand how I'm taking so much damage. Like, I'm doing my normal strategies. It feels like everything is just so slightly off. It might have something to do with the last few times that I've done Lich. I've actually had speed boosts. So, like, my horrific recency bias in gameplay is making me think that I should be moving very slightly faster than I'm actually moving. And that is probably fucking me up. We're good, though. I mean, we're good. Well, except for the fact that it moves so fast. Literally all 3 that were chasing me were the fastest possible moving ones. Good God. Whatever, dude. I took actually 1,000,000 hits. I got so distracted there. That's my bad. It's fine. I mean, it's still a Lich kill. Every single bit of potential gameplay that made me look decent was just thrown away in the final 5 minutes. But you know what? Again, Lich kill is a Lich kill. I'm down with it, no matter what happens. We unlocked Unity, so this is what you get for getting everybody in the breach. But I guess I had to do a run before it actually truly unlocked. If you don't know what it does, it's actually great. It does. I think it's. What is it? It's like 2% of the damage of every gun you have to the shots of the current gun you're using. Something like that. It's really awesome. It's actually so good. And then this is from killing Blockner. I don't remember what this is from. This might also be Blockner, but if it's not, my bad. Let me just real quick go check on my hunt. I shouldn't be anywhere near done with it. Yeah, 5 more. God damn. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe to all the good shit, and I'll see you guys back in the next one. Sorry for being so distracted and so bad in the final 5-ish minutes, but again, a Lich kill is a Lich kill. I'm down with it. Restart the streak, get that counter going, and hopefully we'll be back for the next one for another kill.